Good evening. Yes, my headset is working. Fantastic. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our season finale of Broadcast Avalanche, and indeed, the United Kingdom. Thanks, Andrew, for beating me to that joke, because I took so long to get started, but I promise it was written down before then. I am your host, Jonny Collins, and I am far too hot to make myself look hot. So currently I look like a terrifyingly large ferret who was in a band that was cool 15 years ago, but has aged terribly and in dire need of a bath. In the news this month, the Tories' legs are really starting to ache after losing nearly 250 seats at the general election. I can't believe promising to give every 18-year-old either conscription or mandatory community service didn't win them the youth vote. Mad. Reduced to their lowest ever number of MPs in their 190-year history, losing stalwart MPs like Jacob Rees-Mogg, famous for... And, Grant Shapps, who did that thing. Former Prime Minister Liz Truss, which ironically might make their party slightly more electable next time. Conversely, the Liberal Democrats won their best ever result at 71 seats. The Greens their best ever result at 4 seats. And Reform UK with 5 seats for Nigel Farage and all of his less charismatic failed clones. But the big news is that Labour won a landslide majority, despite being led by a man who makes Tony Blair look like Clement Attlee. Although, let's be fair, with how badly the Tories had fucked it the last 5 years, Labour Party could have been led by Paddy McGuinness, and honestly, probably would have done slightly better. But Keir Starmer has promised change, which is hard to believe from a man who looks like he doesn't even change his pants when he shits himself. But no, he has changed things to his credit. He has changed the Labour Party into not the Labour Party. I'm going to stop being cynical for a bit. He has confirmed that the Rwanda horrible Rwanda deportation scheme is as dead and buried as the left wing of his party at his first press conference. Maybe if we can convince him that the 2-child benefit cap opposes the Israeli genocide, he'll get rid of that too. In less political news, England lost the Euros at the final to Spain with a result of 2-1. Should have studied harder, then they could have lost with a first. Fucking terrible. I like that Bobbie was the first one to laugh at that, thanks. Following the defeat, Gareth Southgate, I put Garth Southgate, I'm going to call him that. Garth Southgate has resigned as England manager following their defeat, which honestly, fair enough. I mean, I actually watched some of the Euros and I didn't see him kick the ball once. Terrible strategy. Maybe if he'd done that, they would have scored more footballs. Labour Chancellor Rachel Reeves has announced new house building targets for England. The target is to build houses, and preferably out of bricks, as hay and sticks failed preliminary tests. Labour have lifted the ban on onshore wind farms in England, which is just as well, as I was getting sick of all the tax breaks those offshore ones were getting. This is a glimpse into an alternate reality of when the news is still shit but broadly nice. I can make silly jokes, it's fun. Imagine if this was the show for 4 years. Minister Jim McMahon has announced the phrase levelling up will be replaced with local government, which is confusing RPG players everywhere. When Streeting begins talks with junior doctors to end the long-running pay dispute, but given this is a man who's already demonstrated he opposes healthcare for transgender children, I'm not sure he's the best person to be negotiating with junior anything. There we are, back to cynicism. There we are, all back to normal. At the state opening of Parliament, Labour had set out a legislative programme, including promising bills to renationalise the railways and strengthen workers' rights. Great policies, honestly. Now, if only we could have voted for these policies 5 years ago, we could have saved so much time. Shame that wasn't an option. We had to vote for the man who promised to decimate our international training programme. Well. More recently, global IT outages were caused by a faulty CrowdStrike update, resulting in severe disruption to many global sectors, but thankfully not to mediocre independent topical comedy. So phew, panic over, we're still here. Data has shown that the UK economy grew by 0.4% in May, although judging by Sunak's disastrous election announcement, I think that can probably be explained by mass purchases of umbrellas by the government. Is that one too dark? Fuck it. After more capsizing, the total deaths from the English Channel crossing attempts have risen to above 20 so far in 2024. I mean, we now know Nigel Farage has had at least 20 orgasms in 2024. I'm so sorry.
Come on.
Come on, literally.
No.
It's not only is it a horrible joke, it also makes you think of Nigel Farage coming. So that's horrible from every angle. You're welcome.
We're 5 minutes into the show. I don't like it. I want to go home. So many horrible things already.
In the lighter news, after the assassination attempt of Donald Trump in Pennsylvania, Keir Starmer has condemned this, saying that political violence has no place in any of our societies, unless you're starving and dehydrating and oppress people to death in a land you're colonizing. That's just basic law. So yes, this is the end of an era. 14 years of Tory rule making way for 5 years of Tory rule cosplaying as progressives. But still, it is grimly satisfying to watch the political figures who drove the content for the last 4 years of this show absolutely crash and burn. But before we go on hiatus, let's get a glimpse of the alternative reality of what this show would look like if the government we were mad at had different names. Please welcome all of our guests for this finale. We've got KIRSTIE Summers, Bobbie Jones, Tom Shaw, Ed Roworth, and ELIOTT Simpson. Welcome, everyone. Also, yeah, there's only 5 of us. We've also lost one of our seats, so sorry for that. We'll start with you, Tom. Tom, how are you doing? Thanks for coming on the show.
Yes, I'm very well. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely.
Very honoured to be asked upon this what feels like a very monumental show.
It is, yeah. I don't even know how. I think we're like approaching 60 episodes or something, or weird like that. It's pretty.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, that's fun. Just the end of it until something else goes wrong. So we'll be back in like September.
I don't know if anyone else does this, but like I watch the show on like Twitch, like whilst we're doing it.
Yeah.
Now it feels like I'm looking at the Mount Rushmore of Blizzard.
Oh, that's very lovely.
Oh,
this is a very white Mount Rushmore. What a criticism to make. I mean, to be fair, it is about as white as the actual Mount Rushmore, so that's fine. Would you like to describe your appearance?
I like to think we're not as racist as the actual Mount Rushmore, though. So.
Yeah, that's true.
I think, yeah.
The face of the final round.
Yeah. Let's like check it in like 3 hours.
I'm from the north, so Joey's out.
Would you like to describe your appearance for anyone who might need that or want that?
Yes. So I was recently at a gig over the weekend, and a drunk person across a fire pit turned to her friend and said, "Don't you think he looks like a young Peter Kay?" So, and I see it. I see it. It's the fat face. But imagine a young Peter Kay, but in a grey tracksuit, with more grey hairs than I would like.
Hubba.
How many grey hairs would you like? Have you got like a perfect number of them?
0.
Okay, well, that is more then. It's very difficult to have less than that. Fair enough. Well, thanks for coming on the show. Are you going up to Edinburgh this year? Do you have any cool things you'd like to share with the lovely people here today?
Yes, I am doing. I'm doing 4 shows a day this year. Some days 5. I'm
Fucking
gonna
hell.
be doing. Yeah, I know.
Wow,
What is wrong with me?
that's mad.
I'm doing a show at 12:45 with Phil Ellis, which should be a cool show. And that's so I've done stuff with him before, and this year is like the first year that I'm going to be doing like a role throughout the entire show. So I'm going to be on stage with him the whole time, which is very cool. And then I've got my show, which is on at 3:40. I went all the way up until this week thinking it was on at 3:50. But it's actually
Good start.
Yeah, so that means that all of my external banners, all of my posters, and all of my
Oh
flyers
no!
are correct. So today,
And it was actually last Edinburgh. You're so late.
a load of bin stickers that I intend to put over my posters. Enough of the bins are good enough for me.
Yeah.
And so that's a show where I'm going to be attempting world records in the middle of a comedy show. So, and that's been doing all right. That won the Keep It Fringe award.
Have you made any world records yet?
I've probably beaten the world record for most amount of incorrectly printed posters.
Yeah, fair enough. Strong contender there. More 3193 has given Phil's show an endorsement, saying, "I saw Tom and Phil's preview at Excess Malarkey. It was a lot of fun, but I'm not sure if Tom's meant to be supporting or undermining Phil." So you can put that on the posters.
Again, jury is still out on that. And I've got a compilation show at 8:30 which I'm just hosting, and I've also got the show that I think will be of the most interest to the Blizzard audience, which is called The Cabaret of Terror, which is on at the Banshee at 11 o'clock every night. And we've got like drag kings, we're going to have burlesque acts, magicians, comedy. It's going to be a real cool time.
Well, if there's one thing they say about the Blizzard comedy audience, we do love a bit of terror. Like you could almost call us terrorists. That's going to be our fucking audience name.
I'm walking out of this call, man. I can't deal with it.
Brilliant. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show, Tom. Also joined by long-standing captain and also basically the reason the show exists, KIRSTIE Summers. KIRSTIE, how are you doing?
You're on mute, love.
I'm good, apart from the fact that I'm on mute. I was just telling you I'm fucking tired. And then when Bobbie said I was on mute, I didn't even unmute myself. I went, oh shit, first, and just looked at it for a bit. It's actually been a blessedly quiet day. Despite the heat. It was the heat.
Yeah.
But I had a big weekend. I helped a friend move house on Saturday. And then I did the Race for Life on Sunday and I ran 5K. I'm sure I was the only person there that didn't slow to a walk. Like, I thought I really had to like push myself and run the whole thing, and otherwise it didn't count. And like, no one else had that approach to running 5K for charity. So I'm still tired. I've needed a nap since I woke up. But instead I didn't do that, and I did a bike ride at lunchtime in this heat because apparently I've got a fucking death wish. Aside from that, I'm good. Like, life isn't getting any slower anytime soon, but I'm not dead yet.
That is reassuring. I don't know. Otherwise, we'd have even fewer people on this stream. Wonderful. So apart from Race for Life, incredible. Apart from all that you've been doing, do you have anything coming up over the next few months that you want to share with the lovely people here? Oh, well, no, to describe your appearance, Eva. We'll do that as well.
Yes. So I've got a round face that's very red with the heat, and a little bit sunburnt.
Fun. And
big square glasses and hair that is bright pink because I did it at midnight the day before the Cancer Research UK run because I wanted to match all of the other people in pink, and a black t-shirt. And yeah, what have I got coming up? Actually, yeah, like I said, it's not getting any slower because we've got some important shows coming up at Blizzard. Mm-hmm. And my band is playing 2 gigs next month.
Hey.
And they're both in London, unfortunately for everyone who isn't.
Fucking
but
losers.
we're playing at the New Cross Inn on Thursday, 8th of August, which I am pleased about because I can walk home instead of having to remember when the last train is. And then we are playing at the Cart and Horses in Stratford on Friday the 16th of August. So if either of those places are near you, you can go and see those. Or if they're not, you can travel. That's also fine.
Yeah, that is an option.
And yeah, the link tree that Jonny's put in the chat has tickets to both of those shows.
Yes, I remembered I didn't remove the link tree from when we did the Cool Mother stream, so it was still here, so all sorted. This is unrelated, but like saying Stratford reminded me of it. On Saturday, I went into this takeaway, and the guy behind the counter recognised me from a different takeaway in Stratford. That was, and I was in Didsbury at the time. This was fucking weird. So just reminded me of that. Good, wonderful. Thanks so much for coming on the show. I'm also joined by firm favourite of the show and also one of our first ever guests, Ed ROWORTH. Ed, how are you doing?
I'm all right. Firm favourite. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm doing all right. I've had a very dull day.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you have to sell your labour.
Yeah.
And I'm sure. I don't know. Is this an anti-capitalist show? I feel like I've got that vibe once or twice.
Yeah. I think you're right. Selling your labour. What's that all about?
That's why I'm a firm favourite, right?
Yeah.
I've worked out what it is
so
that your audience like. And it ain't capitalism.
No, no, we like terror and not capitalism. That's. Would you like to describe your appearance for the sake of everyone here?
Yes, I'm looking sweatier than I normally do. Yeah, just general white with long hair. That's that description. Whatever you're picturing now is what I look like. I remember I had some friends who watched. I've got a background in the Lake District. I had some friends, and when I first had this background on, they hated the way I just went on and on about it. So I'm going to change it because I think, like I said, I want to know your audience. So give me a few seconds, and I'll bear with me. It's a different Lake District background. This is Langdale from Crinkle Crags. But I'll leave it at that because I'm amazed you've asked me back soon.
Fair enough. I mean, this is the last one for a while. If you're going to take the piss, now's the night to do it. Cool. I don't know if you've got any shows or anything coming up. I don't even know if you're really on any social media, so I've just linked to the Wikipedia page for the South African Edward ROWORTH. So rather than anything you do, but if you do have anything coming up that you'd like to plug, even if it's not yours, you want to let us know.
Oh, anything that's not anything,
yeah.
I thought.
Yeah. Possibly too open a question.
Why, if you like my jokes, then if you're in my social circle sometime soon, you might hear me tell some. But
so Ed's just promoting his own friendship, which I think is lovely, honestly.
Yeah,
very wholesome.
Be friends with me, yeah. But no, I mean I don't. I've not looked.
Have you got a link for
that? Well, my friendship.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, I'm not on Facebook. I could actually have a literal link where you go, I'm his friend.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I'll just ignore it these days. So I don't log on to the blue website.
The blue website sounds like a porn site. Well, lovely. Well, I appreciate you coming on this show and being one of the last promoters that actively chases you to book you. So I'm very, very happy for that to be a thing and that you still do them. But thanks for coming on the show. And we've also got fellow team. We meant to have all 3 team captains, but sadly Katie couldn't make it. But we do have other really cool team captain, Bobbie Jones, on Kirstie's team. Bobbie, how are you doing?
I am doing well, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm doing pretty alright. I'm also very warm, and we're on the ground floor, and there's lots of loud kids playing outside, so I've got all the windows shut because I know I'm gonna swear a lot. I'm not gonna go beat them up. I feel like they'd win. So I will pass on that. But just describe your appearance for anyone who might need that.
Yeah, I also look sweatier than normal. I wear glasses and I've got my window wide open because it's boiling hot, so there's a lot of glare.
Yeah.
So I look like a Specsavers advert for the anti-glare thing. I also look a bit like if you put Miss Piggy from the Muppets into an AI generator, but like a really shit one. Yeah, that's me. Hello.
Perfect. I love that a lot. Thanks so much for coming on the show. We'll put your social links in the chat. Have you got any shows or anything coming up? I know you're going to Edinburgh for a little bit. Are you doing any spots while you're there?
Yeah, so I've had a very quiet couple of months, and then August is all systems go. So on the 11th of August, I think, it's a Sunday, I'm doing Creatures Comedy, and then in Edinburgh, Creatures Comedy's in Manchester, by the way, and then in Edinburgh on the 16th, I'm doing a female compilation show, very imaginatively called Edinburgh. That's at 6:30 somewhere. I don't. And then I hope you're taking notes because I haven't sent the links for these. And then
I actually forgot to copy and paste the links after I asked for them as well, so I'm going to go do that now.
I know. On the 22nd, I'm doing Blizzard Pride special.
Yeah.
Which is great.
And is also going to be our last live show for at least a few months. So tickets are live for that now. That's a good segue into getting that link into the chat.
So, Jonny paid me to say that.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I am
ad.
paying you to be on this show. Not a lot, but I am paying you to be on this show. So technically, yeah.
Oh, I know. Well, I'm taking the piss because I'm just bare painting my nails.
No, absolutely. Please do. We are an anti-capitalist show. Please, like, do your own thing during these working hours. I encourage it.
I will. Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Are you excited to be on Team KIRSTIE for the first time in a long time, if possibly ever?
KIRSTIE's on Team me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right. Between me and KIRSTIE, I'm definitely the top.
Yeah.
That's definitely not the case.
I was going to say.
That's definitely not the case. Beat me up.
Incredible. And unfortunately, like, the team captain who basically always wins, Katie, is not here, so the playing field has been leveled quite a bit. Wonderful. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show. And last but not least, we're joined by ELIOTT Simpson. ELIOTT, how are you doing?
Oh, just because I'm asexual, make me come last, don't you? Right. Hello, everyone. I'm here. I'm queer. My anxiety is moderate to severe.
Hey, here it is, back again. Fab, would you like to describe your appearance for anyone who might need that? I suppose I've still got your Twitter link in the in the command, even though I don't promote Twitter anymore, so that's a relic from the past. But yeah, carry on anyway.
Right, hello everyone. I'm a slightly chubby, blonde, white person with blue eyes and fair, fluffy facial hair. You may recognise me as a titular character from James and the Giant Peach. And no, I don't mean James. I'm great gig. Mary Margaret is lovely. Right, I am wearing a cyan shirt with various brightly neon-coloured objects and shapes because I have a part-time job being the floor of a bowling alley. That's to be it. It was my first day of official leave finally after having my new job. So it's nice to spend my first holiday doing other work.
Yep. This is
Living coolest work.
I am 3 days into my 2.5 week leave, and I'm basically working some things throughout most of those days. It's fun. Good. Thanks for coming on the show. You've got some stuff coming up. Tell us about it. I'm done with trying to smoothly transition things in. Just give us your shit to flog.
All right. Well, I'm doing a few spots at the Fringe. I'm on the show called Queer Folk Tales on the 8th of August. It's a lovely, nice queer storytelling show. And I'm also doing my disability comedy show, Crypt Like Fantastic, on the 25th of August. So come along if you're in Edinburgh. Other than that, though, quite a big gig in September. I'm going to be officially performing as my alter ego, Dr. Bonk, at this year's Glasgow HorrorCon at the SEC. So I'm going to be the 600-seater theatre doing a weird show where I dress about as a scary Mr. Bean. I feel in two minds about it, because on one hand, wow, big gig. But on the other hand, I've spent nearly a decade doing regular stand-up, got nowhere near that far, but I spent a couple of years prancing about as a mute, masked person. I get given this gig. So clearly, where I was going wrong with my career was talking. Yeah. It's I stopped doing that. It just came my way. So I found the answer.
Incredible. If your next big gig comes through as Northern Chris Pratt, then it's just everything about
you'll be the first to know.
Yeah. Lovely. Those links are in the chat. Thank you very much for coming on the show, and let's get started with the actual show now. I was going to say I was quick in these ones, yes, because we're down a person. That'll be why. So good. Our first round is fake news, which is better than real news on account of it not being real. I'm so tired of writing intros for this round. This round will be giving each team 3 headlines, 2 of them real, 1 of them fake. I will have to confirm that at some point. It always happens. So there's 2 real, 1 fake, and the teams will have to guess the fake one. We are going to start with KIRSTIE's team. I'm going to remember to remove the fake filter off the correct, or I guess incorrect answer, the one you meant to guess, before transitioning to the screen. Otherwise, that would defeat the entire purpose. So your 3 headlines are: crude animated musical decried by Andrew Tate for too feminine portrayal of sperm. Gay furry hackers breach conservative US think tank behind Project 2025. And Posey Parker's Party of Women receives fewer votes than the monster raving loony party. Yes, that is acclaimed transphobe Posey Parker. Anyone who was not following.
So I could believe all of them.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So...
But I actually think I know it. Do you want to say some funny things first?
Okay, well, I've got some funny observations.
Okay.
I know it's a surprise, isn't it? Posey Parker sounds like an Aardman character. That's the first observation. Andrew Tate is a prick. Yeah, let's agree with that. Too feminine a portrayal of sperm. Does he want sperm to be like nice masculine square blocks? Because they're not very aerodynamic. They wouldn't get the job done. Do you know what I mean?
Like also, does he know that, like, presumably he's one of these people that subscribes to the idea that gender is just based on chromosomes. Is he aware that sperm is the one that has both options? Like,
oh, see, even I'd forgotten that. But I believe it.
So, yeah, I like any excuse for him to like do something else that make people realize what a fucking knob he is. But I feel like, how's he watching animated? First off, if he's the one watching animated musicals about sperms, like, is he really entitled to call anything else too feminine? Is he entitled to judge anyone's anything, really? That sounds like the kind of thing that, you know, if anyone else watched it, he'd have a go at them.
Exactly. You could go as far as to call him a hypocrite. Would you agree with that statement, Kirstie Summers?
So out of character.
I feel like that's that happened a long time ago, and at this point, if he says anything that isn't hypocritical, I'm like, who are you, and what did you do with that nonce that was all over the internet?
Exactly.
The main thing leading me to doubt this one is that I definitely saw the others in the news.
Right, well, you know what,
that is the way you play the game.
You've got the empirical evidence, haven't you, really?
So the project, well, I say in the news, memes inspired by the news.
You know, that's as good as.
That's never an option in polls as to how you get your news. It's like social media. You never just like memes inspired by the news.
But yeah, I think the Project 2025 thing is like true, and I love it. I love it. I love that, like, it's not just, it could just be hackers, right? But instead of it being all of the hackers, that like, instead of lots of different demographics of hackers all coming together to bust right-wing think tanks, they're like,
furry hackers coming together to bust.
Got
this. That does happen.
And they did. They fucking smashed it. I'm here for it. I like the idea of like some regular like cishet ally coming along like completely kinkless and going, hello, do you mind if me and my vanilla wife help? And they're like, no, you've got to be gay and furry in order to come and
I
join
just
in.
love how your voice, you were like, hello, do you mind if my vanilla wife?
that is how straight people sound.
It's like David Bowie in the Labyrinth meets Matt Berry.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. The absolute
that is the gold standard
straightest.
Yeah,
I was going to say David Bowie in the Labyrinth does not sound very
heterosexual. Before I erased his
But yeah, I do.
Side.
I enjoy that story, and I've definitely seen it around, and it's definitely true. And I'm pretty sure the Party of Women also got no votes, or very few votes.
Of course that happens, because it's a party full of women. We live in a society. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing.
Like if the audience for this show had to vote for our team, Kirstie, or the other team, who do you think's gonna fucking win? So longest standing don't count.
So Posey Parker is reprehensible for a number of reasons, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And I won't go into them, but please rest assured that what I'm about to say does not imply that there aren't other reasons she's a hateful streak of piss. But I really resent that she's made me go, yeah, fuck the party of women. It's like,
It's just like George Galloway's Workers' Party, though. It's just like, oh, I like workers, but no, you're a prick.
They're like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've also set up a poll just so people do vote between either KIRSTIE and Bobbie or the boys' team. And so far, KIRSTIE and Bobbie are winning. So,
yeah.
Well, they have to now.
KIRSTIE and Bobbie
that way
for
now.
men.
yeah.
Well, I resent being included in the men because I once ate a Yorkie bar and I felt very guilty about it.
I mean, I did that too, but that's because I'm fat. So
I tell you what, that advertising really fucking worked on me. I was a very stubborn child who like ate Yorkies as much as I could.
Oh, so many people like androgynous queer awakenings.
If you can eat it and not die.
you know what? I preferred the raisin and what's it called, almond ones to the real Yorkies. Does that make me wrong in some way?
I think it makes you a dom.
It feels so right.
Makes you a little bit fruity, Bobbie. It's fine.
What?
I've forgotten which way around this game goes. I've done this show.
You're trying to guess the fake one.
So, Kirsty, just answer for me. I don't.
Yeah, the pretend one is Andrew Tate's feminine sperm. I think.
What a sentence, and you are correct. That is the fake one. Yes. I have too many documents open. Yes, Posey Parker's Party of Women did receive fewer votes than the Monster Raving Loony Party, which are the two genders. Gay furry hackers have claimed responsibility for hacking the Project 2025. I can't make a joke about that. That's just inherently funny. There's nothing I can add to that. But no,
we live in the most bizarre fucking timeline.
Yep.
And like,
the closest joke is
doing
just
the fun bits.
Yeah. The only joke I think of is just like that is just all hackers. The gay and furry is moot, but that is true. That's it. But no, Andrew Tate did not publicly criticize the sperm animated musical. In fact, according to Rotten Tomatoes, the film got a 100% rating from critics. And when has Rotten Tomatoes been wrong?
Exactly.
What is this film? Because I didn't even know there was a film.
I am going to find out properly in the break, but yeah, the headline I found was that the film had got a 100% rating from critics on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know. Yeah, I'll find out what it's actually called. I don't know if it's
there
out
wasn't
yet.
a headline about what Andrew Tate thought watching from prison.
No, I was just trying to think of a way that was a way to make it.
That was another thing that I was like, yeah, it can't be this one because like, why are they showing that in prison?
I don't know.
Like,
prison's allowed to have
they got a very limited.
One
Maybe
vote for
really
the men.
Old.
One vote for the men.
Was me.
That was you. Oh, you voted against.
Internalized misogyny, what can I say?
Incredible. This will not translate into any points, by the way. Right. So, yep, you are correct. That is the fake one. That is 3 points for KIRSTIE's team. Moving on to the men. It feels wrong calling you that.
The men.
The lads.
The least laddish group of men we could possibly have found. Lads.
Your three headlines are after crashing 8.5 million computers, CrowdStrike says sorry to its partners with a $10 Uber Eats gift card, which was also broken. Grandma's family inheritance in limbo as entire estate pledged to the ghosts haunting the shed. And illegal fisherman caught hiding salmon up sleeve.
We're the men. You stuck us a story about a shed, didn't you?
Yeah. That's it. Stereotyping.
Just before we start,
But not sperm because
fish.
sperm is woman coded according to Andrew Tate.
I don't know if there's any possibility of changing the name of the team to the Pussy Crushers, but I think that would be out right now.
I mean, sure, the team name is not written anywhere, so you could, yeah, why not?
Can I just say, before we start discussing them, I feel like it's, having watched a fair few of these, the obligatory line at this point is to say, well, I wish they were all true. That's not been said.
I said the thing.
Well, I played this game enough time to know that Jonny loves to. The fake one tends to be the one you want to be true the most. Tends to be the fake one.
Okay.
Do you particularly want any of these to be true?
I'm also in favour of renaming our team name to just the Skanks, if that's okay.
Your team can be
No,
whatever
that's
you
our
want.
name.
I'd like to rename our team KIRSTIE and BOBBIE's team.
Sure. Okay.
Right. What do we think, KIRSTIE and BOBBIE?
I don't agree with that, actually. And Kirstie's on mute. She's busy. So
I did laugh, and then I realised I was on mute, and then I was like, actually, it's not worth
Unmuting.
going off mute to then go, haha, a bit late. I do feel like I am going to be that grandma.
well, I don't understand. Are you my grandma now? What's going on?
Grandma's family inheritance in Limbo's entire estate pledged to goats caught in the shed. That's me. I'm fully... Yeah.
Sorry.
I wasn't paying attention. I was painting my nails.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to ask more details? Can you tell us where in the UK this? Oh, was it even the UK? Where in the world was this with the family inheritance thing?
You are allowed to ask.
Okay, where was it? Please.
I never read more than a headline, so I do not know.
If you're giving it to a ghost, would it then pass down to who the ghost when they were alive, what they put in their will?
I don't know. We'll have to ask.
Is there a lawyer in chat?
Is Keir Starmer in chat? Clearly, does he know anything about this aspect of law?
Keir Starmer, famously the only lawyer.
Yeah, the only lawyer in the world.
Why there's just he was such a loss to the profession. It was just all that was left.
Yeah, he was the only lawyer.
And now he's the only prime minister.
Yeah. And like, no one's getting prosecuted anymore.
No.
I feel like I can make an educated guess in that. No, I don't want to brag on nothing, but I feel like I'm possibly one of the cooler members of the Pussy Crushers. Right? And by that, what I mean is that I have visited the Maritime Museum in Liverpool, and there's currently an exhibition on about like hiding things like illegally. And what I learned in the Maritime Museum is that it is potential to have a salmon up a sleeve. So I believe that due to a salmon shape and the shape of a sleeve, it is potential that a salmon was hidden in a sleeve.
How do they?
Are we just going like full on MythBusters on these headlines?
How do we know? How do we know it was an illegal fisherman with a salmon up sleeve, and not lots of salmon pretending to be one ordinary human?
Well, it says illegal fisherman, not fisherman caught hiding illegal salmon. So he was already an illegal fisherman. So was he masquerading as a fisherman? I didn't realize he needed a license to be one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to have a license, otherwise it's poaching, not just for eggs.
It's like a really shit magician.
Well, yeah, he was caught.
Oh, and the thing is, I mean, I can see the shed thing happening. So because as a man / pushy Prussia / skank / KIRSTIE and BOBBIE, I mean, I feel like someone walked into a shed and I think they mistook a certain substance to be ectoplasm, and it wasn't. And I think that's probably where it all came from.
Okay.
Lads and skanks in the chat will know.
I think. See, I feel like we've thoroughly discussed the second two, so we just need to make loads of funny jokes about the first one now.
After you.
I often do not redeem gift cards. I was badly burned by a McDonald's Monopoly many years ago, in which I intentionally bought a lot of McDonald's and did not win once. So I now distrust them. So the thing is, my issue that I potentially have with that £10 Uber Eats gift card is how would they know that it was broken? Because I don't think that most gift cards get redeemed anyway.
Oh, it doesn't specify. Is it £10 Uber Eats gift card to everyone, or just to everyone to share?
It's like one $10 gift card to the entire global economy.
which immediately goes to the delivery charge anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not even £10. It's like $10. That's less.
Oh, it's a thing, because Jonny is a very frustrating, sneaky sausage and loves to take a real headline and literally change one unit of measurement or change one number to something else to get away with tricking us. So it probably was true. It was probably like $11 Uber Eats gift cards.
10.47.
I think as well that it's one of those. Again, I mean, I'm tempted to say the grandma one because it's like you could potentially make like argument about like not because you've got to be in like sound like frame of mind, and if you're being haunted by a poltergeist, surely that affects the legal status of your money.
Maybe, because something Jonny likes to do is take a real headline but change one small aspect of it.
I'm thinking Grandma was a big player on Bumble and Tinder and got ghosted a lot by people matched with in the shed. Oh, it's Tommy Trowell. Tommy Trowell's not said shit lately.
Oh no! It turns out the illegal fisherman was hiding a catfish up his sleeve.
But anyway, what if instead of a ghost haunting a shed, it was actually like, I don't know, a banshee or something? Or that's what the actual headline was.
or a podiatrist haunting the shed. I don't know. like a ghost, he's got a soul. I mean, weirdly, I'm actually inclined to think that the first one is. Sorry, only one's fake. I always think
only one's fake. One is fake.
Well, I think the first one actually probably is true because it actually sounds the most. Oh no! I think the first one might be fake actually because it sounds the most reasonable. Because we all know tech companies trying to balance us out really shittily with shit gifts. So I think the other two are so ludicrous they're probably true.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the $10 Uber Eats gift card.
There's so many figures and details that it'd be so easy for Jonny to change one word. And I know Jonny is an incredibly,
CrowdStrike didn't say sorry. CrowdStrike said "fuck off" to its partners with $10.
Exactly. And I know, as talented and as conscientious and patient as Jonny is, I also know Jonny can be a lazy bastard at times. So I wouldn't put it past Jonny to change one word in that first one. So I'm inclined to go with Uber Eats. I don't know what you fellow pussy munchers think.
What?
I am also in agreement with my fellow labia squasher.
Oh no, I don't like this. I really don't like this.
Come on, plunge curdlers.
Jonny likes to take real headlines and then change like one word. What if instead of illegal fisherman caught hiding salmon up sleeve, it was a legal fisherman caught hiding salmon up sleeve?
Maybe it was a legal salmon hiding a fisherman up his sleeve.
What's that under your fin?
So you're going for the Uber Eats as the fake one? Is that yeah? What you're going for?
Jonny, what do you think?
I know the answer.
Yeah, but no one ever asks you.
No, they don't.
It's always all about us, but you run the damn thing. I think
I do run the damn thing. Yeah,
just this once. Just this once. Tell us what you think is the fake headline.
Well, the fake one was the Andrew Tate one. We've already.
Well, I think the whole meal whores are going for Uber Eats then.
You are incorrect. That one was true.
No!
The fake one was the grandma's one. Yes, CrowdStrike did offer an apology Uber Eats voucher which malfunctioned, which is so unlike Uber Eats. And a legal fisherman was caught hiding a big old salmon up his sleeve. But no, there is no inheritance limbo due to being left at ghost haunting the shed. It was actually the conservatory. No, it wasn't. It was just all lies. I made that one up from scratch, and I thought that was obvious, but apparently not. So, I was running. There were a lot of contenders for headlines using this one, but not any which were easily twistable into fake things. So I wrote some just for the finale of the show. I wrote something from scratch.
What you like to do is like take a real headline.
Yeah. That is what I like to do.
You could have gone like taking a headline and just so I'll do it. I'll take a big headline. Yeah. I'll change the words and we'll see if you can work out what I've changed. Yeah. Lib Dems win huge majority in general election.
Huge wasn't in the headline. They were more humble. But yeah, so no points after that. And Kirstie team on 3 points. Our next round is cancelled for the final time for a few months at least. Our guests will be nominating their least favourite people, places, things, or concepts for the cancelling machine, and then you'll get to vote on it, and then the winner gets cancelled forever. But it's not about the votes cast. What we're going to do is each of you in the chat are going to be divided into, let's call them constituencies. And the winner of each cancelling constituency will win a seat, and then the cancellation with the most seats at the end will then be cancelled, even if they only got, say, 30% of the vote. So we'll start. Let's start with Ed. Ed, who are you going to cancel this month?
Well, again, let's a quick throwback to previous episodes. There have been some episodes where I've just literally opened up a history book and started reading. And recently I've been reading about the history of... Oh, come on.
It's hiding in the...
I've been reading the history of Venice. And so I've used that to inform my this week's cancellation. Genoa, leave Venice alone. let Venice trade. Let Venice into the Black Sea and trade in the Crimea. Or who knows, a big war might happen. I've not got to that bit yet. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't.
Spoilers.
Let's see. Also, release Marco Polo, Genoa. He's just writing travel logs in there. Yeah, that's that literally the closest book to hand. So that's therefore what's been
so you're cancelling.
Prepared.
So you're cancelling Genoa then.
Genoa, yes. Yeah. Maybe when this returns, I'll be reading a book about the history of Genoa, and I'll be trying to cancel Venice. But
right now.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Good. Well argued. Bobbie, we'll have you next. Who are you cancelling this month?
Okay, this might be somewhat of a niche experience, but so I was flat hunting not too long ago, and there are Facebook groups specifically for queer people or LGBTQ plus people in a particular area. And the one that I'm in, which was Homes for Queers Manchester, I was looking at their listings, and most of the listings were from perfectly normal, reasonable people. And then occasionally you'd get a really, really freaky one. Like this one, which is, I didn't write it myself. It's, I actually found it. And it starts off with the subject header, 1 bedroom available in a free-spirited home in Withington. That's the first red flag. Okay. I am looking for somebody to inhabit my spare bedroom as my flatmate is moving out for mysterious reasons. Short-term lets only, 20 days maximum, £666, bills not included. Just a bit about me. I am a demisexual demigorgon, and I am omnipotent and omniscient. I do yoga frequently and often, and I will expect you to join me. You must source your own food from the local environment or order in from Ocado. We will meet every day for dinner. We'll meet every day for dinner and we'll dine on ripe tofu and the suggestion of vegetables. The dress code will be yoga pants and crocheted tank tops from an Etsy seller named Aphrodite's Bussy. This person is my metamor, and patronage of their shop has been written into the peace treaty. You must be willing to share with the earth sprite who inhabits the basement. This genie is the embodiment of my rage and most base desires, and it also happens to be our living landlord. I have several partners and they are all into bondage. You will often find them dangling around the apartment like peculiar spiders, but you're not allowed to touch them. I also have several whimsical felines that you must worship and allow into your chamber for snuggles. If you don't, you're a selfish bitch and an abominable cunt, and you don't deserve to live. Ooh woo. You must be my friend, and you must respect all of my boundaries, even the demanding ones that change every week. You must not breathe too loudly. I preach love and acceptance, and you must support all LGBTQ plus people and people of colour. No fat people allowed. My floorboards are sensitive. So I want to cancel those freaks, please. That's all right.
No, yeah, entirely reasonable. What a roller coaster. Okay, Tom, we'll have you next. Tom, who are you cancelling this month?
Just before we start, I just want to say that person who wrote that we kicked out of the Pussy Crushers like weeks ago.
I really, really want this whole group of people to be in a band called the Pussy Crushers now, just the six of us. Can we?
Yeah, let's go for it.
We've already got a WhatsApp going. You know.
I'm going to change it now. I'm going to change the title. Crack on, Tom.
So I wish to cancel the concept of northern comedy.
I'm going to edit this, so we're just going to be cancelling Northern comedy.
It fucking pisses me off. And I'll tell you for why, because like it becomes this kind of this catch-all term for anyone who sounds vaguely like this, right? That, you know, you've got to be talking about, oh, I'm going to talk about like observations and stuff that I did at home. My relation. It's almost as if there's this expectation to do that style just because of how you like sound, and I think it just hampers creativity a little bit. In terms of like, I think that it's somewhat expected, so therefore like audiences expect it, and the more the audiences expect it, the more it gets programmed, and then the more it gets programmed, the more audiences expect it. And I just think like northern comedy is not a thing. You know, there's loads of people around here, there's loads of creators around here, and just because you're in the north of England, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to talk about fucking pie and pudding and what your fucking divorce settlement looks like and how much your kids hate you. I think it's fucking shite. I remember, right, this happened 2 years ago, and it was at the Northwest Comedy Awards, and I remember like 3 people went up on the podium and went, best bloody circuit in the bloody world. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure it is, but the alimony payments that you're paying every fucking month probably not the best, is it? Like, oh, so yeah, so that's what I want to put forth. Let's, until Blizzard comes back, just turn
cancel all northern comedy.
Yeah, until you decide that you're coming back to fucking save it from the doldrums of hire mate, What's your name? Where you from? Oh, that's a shit name. That's a shit place to be from. Is this your bird? You're doing well. Nah, I'm only messing. What a load of shit.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Tom. Next, we're going to have Kirsty. Kirsty, who are you cancelling this month?
So, given this is the last one of these we're going to do for a while, I would like to cancel the format of this round. For only letting me...
Okay, sure.
For only letting me cancel one thing when I want to cancel so many. Like right now, on this day, I want to cancel running. This is horrible. And my sister for inviting me to run. And Cancer Research UK for giving me a good cause that made me feel bullied into running. And all the people who donated, because then I felt obligated to instead of pussying out like I wanted to, and the weather for being all grey and miserable all the times I needed to practice running, and then scorching hot on the fucking day I had to run. And then, I mean, Cancer for killing all the nice people that everyone was running for. And also like Elon Musk, not for the normal reasons, right? Not for the normal shit like destroying the economy and hijacking all the good ideas and turning them to shit and being a cunt to his trans daughter and all the other stuff he's done, but for like not just getting an alt account for porn like everyone else, and instead making it so that like when I schedule in the Blizzard tweets for the shows we've got coming up, I'll throw some likes here and there to support the comedians who are still using it, and now they're fucking useless because no one can see that I've done that, and it's like I have 2 things left I even do with Twitter, and now it's gone, and I have so many things I'm mad about. I just went through like as many of them at the forefront of my mind. I think my time's up, but I promise you there are a lot more. It's your fault I can't carry on. Thank you, Jonny.
So you're suggesting I change the format of this round, just like let you cancel everything?
Yeah, we should just have a segment called "This is what Kirstie's mad about at the minute," and it just lasts for as long as it needs to until I'm done.
I am tempted.
No word of a lie, right? No word of a lie. 2 separate friends have like said to me in the pub, have pitched the idea of a podcast where they just like get me drunk and record me ranting about shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you could have done that. You didn't need to ask my permission. I already like.
Just do it.
I already see you often enough.
That would be fucking iconic. Oh, beautiful. Tempted, not gonna lie. Good argued. Good argued. Fine, whatever. What is grammar? Maybe don't hurt me. Right. And again, last but not least, sorry for putting the asexual at the end again. Elliot, it's you. Who are you cancelling this one?
Right. Well, this is kind of tricky for me this time because in this round, Jonny tells us preemptively, don't go for really obvious candidates, don't choose the obvious people that everyone's talking about. So I was trying to avoid that, but I might have found a loophole because, you see, like many middle-class leftist comics, I've been having an ongoing debate with my dad about Sir Kid Starver, trying to express my concerns about his lack of consistency or morality, going back on everything he's ever promised, supporting genocide, willfully keeping children in poverty, and worst of all, being so dull as the person that the best parody the spitting image could come up with was fucking Foxman. But alas, my dad never seemed to budge on the stance that morals and consistency don't matter so long as the party gets end results and they get in power. And it's been really, for several weeks, we've argued again and again. But his love for Keir Starmer is undying, unlike the children of Gaza, who Keir is not helping to save. So for ages, I've been puzzled as to why my father would still adopt this stance. My father is a relatively left-wing individual. I say relatively because he reads the Private Eye. He once called Boris Johnson a silly man, and when he saw the film Pride, he said it was pretty good for a gay film. Also, this is unrelated, but his review of 2001: A Space Odyssey was that there were too many monkeys. And hey, you don't have to be middle class to love Keir Starmer, but you also don't have to be a Catholic priest to be a paedophile. But it fucking helps, So I'm at a loss why my father supports Keir Starmer still. I'm struggling to think of someone to cancel for this round. So I finally realised something when I looked closer, and now I know the reason why my dad absolutely loves Keir Starmer. And that's because my dad fucking is Keir Starmer.
Oh,
It's the same fucking man. It all makes sense now. So it's on brand for him. It's on brand for him to have lied to us all, and only have one sibling. So it's on brand that he hates the families of 3 children. It's on brand that he has a double life because he is a Labour leader, but also simultaneously the 6th Tory in a row we've had in charge. I'm not actually going to cancel my dad because, you see, I then realized that not only am I related to my dad, but I also have a lot of self-loathing. There's only one conceivable reason why I could hate myself so much. And that's because I've realized not only is my dad Keir Starmer, but I am also Keir Starmer as well. I'm also, and God, what a cunt I am. So I am cancelling myself. That's me.
Incredible.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, clever. Right, there's only 5 of us, so I can actually put everyone up to the vote. So I'm going to do that for a change, just for the final one. So let me just put that in. Oh, let me. Still just looking at just a big blow up face of Elliot. We should look at a big blow up image of my face. That's what the people want. Right, while I'm setting up the poll. So we've got. So the format I've cancelled from KIRSTIE. Elliot Simpson / Keir Starmer.
I could see cancelling Keir Starmer. But I would hesitate to cancel Elliot because I like Elliot. Elliot's good egg.
You haven't seen my manifesto yet.
I did enjoy that you reminded us of when they called him Kid Starmer because I thought that was really funny. Like, not that he said those horrible things or that he's like continuing to say horrible things and now he's in power acting on those horrible things, but like I wanted that one to be like the one that sticks.
Yeah.
Like in a few generations when like children are writing essays about the politics of this time, I want that to be a point in at least one GCSE essay, and they called him Kid Starver.
Yeah, that would be great. Right, so we've got the format I've cancelled, Elliot / Keir Starmer, whatever that flat listing was, Genoa, and Northern Comedy.
Flat listings.
So that's going to the polls now. So vote on which one of them you most want to cancel. My chat is very good, so you can't even read the top one. It's a hard one to choose. Right. So while the timer's counting down on that, we are going to have a break while your votes coming in. If you are enjoying the show, several of our acts are going to be in Edinburgh, at least for a little bit, and those who aren't still need money to eat and stuff. So if you do want to show your support, you can do that via the PayPal link in the chat, as well as by cheering and subscribing on Twitch. Although if you do that, we may not actually see that money for a couple of years because you have to earn a certain amount before you get any payouts. So preferably via the PayPal. We recommended amount is £12, or if you're working, whatever the equivalent of 1 hour of your wages, or frankly, just as much as you want to give us, we'll take anything. And that'll be split between all the acts. So we're going to go have... Oh, I forgot to do a little donate animation. I'm just going to do that in silence now.
Do we have to be silent as well, or just you?
It's entirely up to you. Okay, we're done. Right, so now we're going to have a break while that's coming in. Wow, there is a 4-way tie. Jonny is the only one that's safe so far.
Ed, did you vote for yourself?
No, I've not even got the stream up.
Oh wow!
I've just been watching the Zoom.
He's
and I've
out
no
in
idea
the
what's
wilderness. Of course, he doesn't have the stream.
I was really like, for a minute, I was like, well, Genoa has 1 vote, and if it's Ed voting for himself, I really hope someone gives him a pity vote so that it's a 5-way tie.
Northern Comedy's taking the lead.
Oh,
No.
nah. Whoever just did that, you ruined it. You're supposed to vote for Ed. It would have been funny.
It would have been fun. Let's have a look at chat. So Liam Green Jacket. Oh, Liam Green says, I'm in Edinburgh. See you folks soon. Yep, you should go and see. So we've got Tom's doing a show in Edinburgh. Doing 5 shows in Edinburgh, apparently. And I think both Elliot and Bobbie are going to be up there as well for a little bit. So I'll get those links again. Actually, that's probably the best thing to do. So if you want to book tickets for them now, you can do. And you should if you're going to be in Edinburgh. And also, if you're someone who isn't Liam as well, you're also allowed to book tickets. This isn't just for him.
Only Liam.
Only Liam's allowed to.
And invited. I don't know who Liam is.
Only Liam's
yes.
allowed. And then Tom Short's one. Cool. They're all in the chat now. Yep, Northern Comedy still winning. So if you need to, anyone else needs to get their vote in. I don't even know how many people we've got in chat. I've not checked.
How are people saying Northern Comedy when we are a comedy show based in Manchester, right? And I bet all those people voting Northern Comedy are going to come.
To be fair, we did cancel all comedians like a year and a half ago. So
yeah, we cancel comedians all the time. They suck.
Yeah. So this is just a more targeted cancelling.
I don't remember Northern Comedy taking Georgia and then failing to hold it over winter.
Well, when you read a book about Northern Comedy, you'll be filled into that happening, because that was a very famous event.
Comedians might suck. We know who else sucks. The pussy munchers.
God's sake.
Andrew...
God's sake.
I love how Elliot's just decided to derail this topical news show.
I expected better of you.
Quite ironically, even though I'm asexual, I've ended up with quite a hypersexual partner, and she has corrupted me. Every single time I say like sexual term to my friends, they literally stare at me. They say, they generally tell me, "I'm so sad George has made you like this."
Oh, you've been corrupted. No. I
will let go with no idea what any of it means.
Yeah, well, Northern Comedy doesn't remember Genoa stealing the corpse of a saint, so says Andrew Taylor. Great thing, but it's shit Northern Comedy though, isn't it? Tom was basically reading out the Blizzard manifesto. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Venice didn't just steal one corpse of a saint; they've stolen so many.
Oh wow!
There's a point in it, like when you're reading it, it's just like every other chapter they just steal another saint's corpse.
How many saints' corpses were there?
Quite a lot.
Well, I mean,
Northern Comedy is cancelled.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought most of them were like just stories.
No, a lot of them, like ours is, like the English saint is.
Yeah.
But
I feel like I've grown up with oh yeah, saints kill dragons, and I'm like, all right, so they're like wizards.
No, like England managed to choose the only saint that obviously didn't do what they were sainted for.
While we're discussing this, I'm going to go get another drink. So hopefully this discussion is resolved by the time I'm back.
Like at least if like you bring someone back from the dead, like it's like okay, like if you believe in like spiritualism or you know, like okay, that's a thing that you can believe happened, but dragons obviously don't exist and have never existed.
Well, that's what you think.
Are you saying that St. George not just killed a dragon, Bobbie? Are you claiming that St. George made dragons extinct?
I think maybe there was one. I reckon it was like a pet lizard and he petted it too hard.
Like, you are claiming
so it was
they are extinct, but, you know, we have got proof that one of them put out an advert for a listing on Facebook recently.
Exactly.
You know, the other thing that annoys me about the story of St. George is like, so there was a lottery and the firstborn child gets eaten by the dragon, and it's only when it's like, oh, but this is the son of the daughter of the king, and then they're like, yeah, then St. George comes along and like.
He didn't care when it was the plebs getting eaten.
No.
Well, it's the same with Andromeda and Perseus, isn't it? Because loads of people have been sacrificed to the sea monster, and Perseus just happens to turn up when it's the princess being sacrificed, you know?
Yeah.
I think they just choose their moments, these heroes, to see what's going to get them the most clout.
I think trying to cancel King George would get me more votes than Genoa.
Yeah.
Jonny, Johnny,
Yes.
God.
Johnny, I'd like to change who I'm cancelling.
Look, Northern Comedy,
Orange.
like we've ultimately done a service we can do. Look, we didn't get rid of the round, did we? So you can cancel them next month or whenever this show's back.
Johnny,
Are you just going to sit there shouting Johnny until they get back?
Johnny. I think if I shout loud enough, they'll realise I'm calling them. Johnny,
They use headphones.
Johnny. Okay, I'll put it in chat. And to anyone watching on Twitch, this is the special stream chat. You won't see it. No, that's not how you spell Johnny. Hang on, I'll copy it so I can just paste it. It'll be quicker.
You should probably also stick it in the little Facebook chat that we've got going on that we've just renamed.
The Pussy Crushers
Yeah.
Facebook chat.
It's not working on my laptop. It's like, oh, it's not synced. I had to go onto my phone and then email myself the Twitch link, the Zoom link.
Bullshit.
And then, and it's been so long since I've been on. I'm not trying to sort this out. I'm just gonna email it. So that's just easier.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah. I'm fairly certain, and this might be libel, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like if there's a stream to say libel things on, this is the stream, right?
Oh, it's Johnny. Johnny. No, this way. Johnny. See, he can hear me. Kirstie, they can hear me. Johnny.
I heard my name. What?
Johnny.
Hello.
See, Kirstie? They can hear my name. They just said so. Johnny.
Hello.
I'd like to change who I'm cancelling.
Okay.
Because I feel we had a discussion and then I realised I'd like to cancel St. George instead.
Okay. Let's run the whole poll again. No, I'm not doing that.
If that's the case, I think we should cancel the format of the show because...
Well, you should have voted for that instead of Northern Comedy. The people have spoken.
All right, well...
Long may it be dead.
I mean, to be fair, the format of the show is being technically cancelled for a little bit.
Johnny,
suspended,
what's
I guess.
Your thoughts?
What's my thoughts on what?
What's
Andrew
your
Taylor's
thought
retcon
on-
the decision. Okay, I have to honour the points because I've never done it before and it's the last one. Okay, does that retcon a decision? Ed now will have to cancel St. George. Okay, fuck it. Let's run the poll again.
Look, I'm all for second referendums.
No, that's there.
But yeah, like, what's your thoughts, Johnny and Bobbie? Like as two people who've gone from outside the Northern comedy scene to inside of it, like on Northern comedy, because I think, like I say, I think it's fucking boring.
Yeah. Well, I'd never been heckled on stage until I moved to Manchester and started doing more gigs in Manchester, and I'd done 2 years on the Birmingham comedy scene, 5 years on the Leeds comedy scene. And then I did like 3 gigs in Manchester, pretty much back to back, each time heckled. And so I think Manchester's a bit brutal, to be honest.
And I think part of that is that like expectation that this is how it's meant to be, and I think it can be like reductive.
They're used to a good standard, and I think my act doesn't always get well. It depends on the audience members, but they don't expect me to be good. And I can be a bit of a slow burn. And I think, the fact that I look like this and the fact that the comedy can be a slow burn doesn't always go in my favour, kind of thing.
To be fair, I came from the London scene, so the biggest difference is like you're allowed to do comedy without having friends in the north. So that's It's an
In
improvement.
fact, it's encouraged.
It's encouraged, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh bollocks! I did exactly the same one again. Ignore me. Genoa St George. I was mindlessly copying and pasting. Wait, hang on. Can I cancel it? No, I can report it. I can cancel the poll.
You can cancel the poll.
Oh,
Wow.
so that's what's getting
Ah.
cancelled. The
Big
The second
poll.
option.
So you've
We're
kind
gonna
of
have
won
to do it a
first.
third time now. It's lucky we're only doing 5 rounds and not 6 this time.
What round are we on?
We're on the break round.
Yeah. But there's only one break this time.
You know what's really annoying? I've just picked up this delicious orange and I've just painted my nails.
Oh,
If I peel it, it's
Oh.
you want me to peel it for you?
yes, please.
Yeah.
I'll chuck it outside. Imagine if I just throw this and you catch it. Yeah.
What colour are your nails?
They are sparkly purple. You might not be able to see. Oh, there you go. You can see.
Well, you know, you get kind of a yellow tinge from orange peel and you get purple and
No,
yellow
it's
contrasting
more-
colours.
It's more that although it is sweltering in this bedroom, my childhood bedroom, it's like the nail varnish hasn't fully dried. It's still a bit tacky. Does that make sense? So any tensile strength from any force that's parallel with the bed of the nail, it will just uproot it completely. I've done a lot of research into nail-based physics, and I don't know what I'm on about.
Jonny, is it too late to add? Is it too late to add a 7th option and cancel oranges?
No, I really like oranges.
We
Please don't.
can't have more than 5 at once. The only reason I put everyone's on is because we only had 5 of us. So I was like, yeah, I'll do that.
I think we can cancel oranges because one of them is running to be US president.
Yeah, well,
Hey.
if you want to change from Keir Starmer / yourself to oranges, I'll run the poll a third time.
I'm gonna brave it. I'm gonna
keep
do
voting
it
till
and see
you
what
get it right.
happens.
What do you people think is the most convenient fruit?
Look at that! Got the pith out the centre in one go.
Oh.
That's a good party trick.
Erotic. Yeah.
Grapes, pretty.
Yeah, I'd say
Pretty
seedless
convenient.
grapes.
Well,
Yeah.
I'd say a banana because it comes away quite seamlessly in its own natural packaging and it's easy to kind of throw away easily. Everything else comes in an extra box or fiddly bits.
I don't like bananas because after my granddad passed away when I was a teenager, my grandma forced me and my sister to eat banoffee pie, and now because of that, me and my sister both hate bananas and banoffee pie.
I'm not ranking the fruit on how
association.
good it tastes. I'm ranking it on convenience.
Oh, true. But I'm just talking about the emotional side of the fruit. Do you know what I mean?
It is emotionally inconvenient.
How, yeah.
It really is.
Right. Well, it looks like St George.
Tomato.
It looks like St George and
all
Northern
the
Comedy
juice
are
and
tied this
seeds.
time. So. And no one's voted for Keir Starmer this time. Should we do?
I've only been the case a few weeks ago.
Should we do like the Tory leadership system, where like the bottom one gets eliminated each time, then we can actually like more fairly distribute the votes? I forget what the
Yeah,
actual
to properly-
system's called.
To accurately mimic it, would need the Tory MPs to whittle it down first.
Yeah, it would. Well,
You know,
we can all be
and
Tory MPs for now.
Not to be all, leave and Nigel Farage, but I feel like the first referendum was the will of the people. So we should very much respect the first referendum. Otherwise, we're making a mockery of democracy.
To be fair, Tom, Ed is on your team, so if St George wins, there is zero change to the point distribution. So this changes nothing. It's just this was a
Is
waste
St.
of
George
everyone's
winning?
time. Yes. Well, actually, St George and Northern Comedy are tied. So
See, as
Either
a
way.
leftist, I don't want to actually win. I just want to be a party of protest. So I'd like to change it back to Genoa and we should rerun the poll.
to be fair, I forgot to change it to St George, so it still says Genoa, but I just put it in the chat after Genoa and St George. Either way, yeah. Points are given to Tom's team anyway, so that was a waste of everyone's time. Good, we can carry on with the show. So at the end of that round, both teams are on 3 points. We could have done neither of these rounds.
I'd just like to say all of those votes, 340 million of those votes per week towards cancelling Northern Comedy, why not give those to the NHS?
Fantastic.
Imagine showing up at a hospital and being like, "Hello, I have these cancel vouchers for you. Have fun. Hope it saves some lives." And they're like, yes, we're just going to cancel this person's irritable bowel syndrome. And this
I wish
person's
someone had done that for
acne.
Cancel,
me.
yeah.
I'm going to cancel.
Would you like to change
Cancel
your one to
this
irritable bowel
person's stomach
to your
bug.
irritable bowel syndrome? We can run this poll as many times as we want. Let's fuck it.
They just take the cancel vouchers and just rub it round the hospital till all the MRSA is gone.
Maybe it'll work. I mean, I think we all know the Tory MPs would eliminate Keir Starmer and Northern Comedy. No, you're right. Cool. Right. Our next round is... I can't believe I cut the rounds down and we're still running late.
And we're missing a person as well.
Yeah.
One less person to like bullshit in between. Less rounds. Still overrunning.
Still
I mean,
overrunning.
Johnny did book the biggest yappers for this show.
Biggest-
Come on, let's be honest with
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah. In fact...
In the most lovingly way possible, I knew that today would be fun.
Yeah,
no.
to be fair,
In fact,
putting me and Tom on the same show is always a bad idea. Like, we have
No,
a
yeah,
podcast that's like,
I have
we're
seen
going
you
to talk
talk for
about
8
Pokemon.
hours. Yeah.
This one's a filler Pokemon, obviously. We're going to talk about it for 5 minutes. 3 hours later, we're still fucking going.
We're going, yeah, I suppose you could. Ned.
Yeah, we all know it was always Katie who dragged this show to schedule. He Katie to rein everyone in. And then next time, if I book
before
Dr.
we
Bonk
start-
rather than Elliot, so we can keep it quieter. Sorry, carry on, Bobby.
Can I just make a quick observation?
Yes, you may.
Terry's chocolate oranges are very, very similar to these little freaks. I wonder what.
Conspiracy.
Honestly,
What other fruit would you choose to be Terry chocolafied?
an apple.
I
Can you
think-
imagine like a chocolate banana peel?
Oh,
There used to be chocolate bananas, and they were like my favourite sweet because it was like the foam bananas, but denser, so a nicer texture, and they were like covered in chocolate. And they used to do them in a shop in the town centre when I was a little kid, and it was just those sweets. There was nothing else. It was like a sports shop, and then these random bananas, and you could get like one big one, or you can get like a little 10p sweet bag of like 10 baby ones. And sometimes if I wasn't being a little cunt while my mum was in the shop, she'd let me have some. And I don't know where they are. I've tried looking for chocolate bananas and I can't find any anywhere. And I'm worried I
sounds
dreamed
like
them, but it's
something
such a
Donkey Kong
vivid
would
memory.
say.
Such a vivid memory. I can remember the taste and the texture of them. And I'm like, there's no way I dreamed something like that complete.
Terry's chocolate figs.
sounds nice. Well,
Terry's
right.
chocolate raisins.
Should we carry on with the show, or should we just carry on talking about this?
Chocolate raisins are well nice.
chocolate
Let's carry on with that.
This chocolate cucumber.
We'll have that.
Mm-mm.
Oh, Terry's chocolate kiwi, but the hair is still real.
Oh.
Terry's chocolate tomato.
I need to go wash my hands because they're covered in juice. It's orange juice.
Terry's chocolate juice.
Okay, fuck it. Let's well, Bobby's away.
Terry's
We'll just-
chocolate pear.
Let's just get through all fruit.
I can see
Let's
that
exhaust
working.
all fruit.
Terry's chocolate Granny Smith apple. Terry's chocolate lady apple. Terry's chocolate Gala apple, and so on.
Terry's chocolate cucumber.
gravy.
Terry's chocolate lobster bisque.
Terry's chocolate clam chowder.
What,
feel like-
what is this
Terry's
show?
chocolate Sunday roast.
Why are they franchising this shit?
Terry's chocolate.
There we are.
ashtray.
Okay, we're back. Right, I'm
I
going to
feel
go
like
in with
they
the show.
did.
Terry's chocolate gravel.
Okay, well, so We definitely know what's happening in the fucking last round now. But our next round is Between the Lines. This round, each of our teams will be going through some big important speeches that were made in a month and translating the subtext of what they really mean. And given for our election show, we did the campaign launch speeches. Thought it'd be fun after the fact to go through Rishi Sunak's final speech as Prime Minister and Keir Starmer's first speech as Prime Minister. I say we, it was all me. And if you disagree, sorry, that's all I've got planned, so that's what we're doing. Or we could just talk about chocolate fruit for the next 3 hours, which, I'm not giving you that option because you'll go with it. So we're going...
Very chocolate turd.
Turds aren't a fruit.
It is, isn't it, initially?
It's a sweet cone, isn't it?
So we're going to start with Kirstie's team doing Rishi Sunak's last speech as Prime Minister. We'll start with Kirstie, then Bobbie, then loop it round that way. So Kirstie, your first line is "Good morning."
Fuck off.
I will shortly be seeing His Majesty the King to offer my resignation as Prime Minister.
I'm going to see the king soon. I really hope he likes this pile of chocolate broad beans.
To the country, I would like to say, first and foremost, I am sorry.
Fuck you. Fuck all of you. I'm going to squash his fat fucking sausage fingers.
I have given this job my all.
I also hope to crush his pussy as well.
But you have sent me a clear signal that the government of the United Kingdom must change.
Don't like you either. You didn't dump me, I dumped you.
I have heard your anger, your disappointment, and I take responsibility for this loss.
I take responsibility for nothing. Does anyone know the directions to the nearest Woolworths? Because they've got a really nice sweet aisle. Oh, they're closed? Shit. I did that. I did all of it. It's my fault. I hate myself.
I have... it pains me to think how many good colleagues who contributed so much to their communities and our country will now no longer sit in the House of Commons.
It pains me to think about how me and my friends can't keep funneling all that taxpayer money into our pockets because we had it sweet for so long.
Following this result, I will step down as party leader.
I will step down as party leader, but I will step up as the child catcher with my array of chocolate sweets. Come to my cage, children. I know you're hungry. I did that.
Not immediately, but once the formal arrangements for selecting my successor are in place.
When I've got my big fat bonus and I've had time to just nick all the valuables out of number 10.
It is important that after 14 years in government, the Conservative Party rebuilds.
I really hope that while I'm away, things get better. No, I don't. I don't care. I don't care. My wife is incredibly rich. I'm just gonna do what she tells me, but not in that way. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm really tired now.
But also that it takes up its crucial role in opposition professionally and effectively.
I mean, you've seen how professional and effective the last cunts were. Like, the bar's low.
When I first stood here as your Prime Minister, I told you the most important task I had was to return stability to our economy.
And I applied the stabilisers really badly, actually.
Yeah.
Like I did with my first kid. No, I didn't do that. The nanny did that. I don't know. Something. He's a bad father metaphor for how he treated. I don't know.
Inflation is back to target, mortgage rates are falling, and growth has returned.
And it's lies. It's just lies. Just lies.
I'm proud of these. I'm proud of those achievements.
I couldn't give a shit, mate. Honestly, I couldn't give a fuck.
I believe this country is safer, stronger, and more secure than it was 20 months ago.
My bank account and my prospects for future employment are more secure than they were 20 months ago.
And it is more prosperous, fairer, and resilient than it was in 2010.
Maybe I should start a Twitter account.
Whilst he has been my political opponent, Sir Keir Starmer will shortly become our Prime Minister.
I only really care about this seat as long as I'm in it. So, like, you could have elected the cat, and I wouldn't have cared.
In this job, his successes will be all our successes, and I wish him and his family well.
One really good thing he's planning to do is to increase the size of a Terry's chocolate orange. And we can all agree, rich, poor, whatever, that is a good thing.
Whatever our disagreements in this campaign,
There aren't any. He's a Tory too. Like, the main one is he doesn't have a gillionaire wife. Sucks to be him, poor little pleb.
he is a decent, public-spirited man who I respect.
My wife could be his wife in a fight to the death.
This is a difficult day at the end of a number of difficult days.
Can I go home yet?
But I leave this job honoured to have been your Prime Minister.
I mean, it was good for a laugh. Yeah.
This is the best country in the world, and that is thanks entirely to you, the British people.
Oh. Did he say that? Oh.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about any of you plebs. You're not paying me no more. Hope you'll die. I'm going to go have a nice ride on my wife's yacht. And let you cunts deal with the rising tide.
Last one. The true source of all our achievements, our strengths, and our greatness.
Speaking of the true source of strength, Mrs. Sunak wears a strap.
Don't
imply that
don't make me
Rishi
respect
Sunak is in
Rishi
any way
Sunak.
cool.
Yeah.
Like, not all people who get pegged are fun, you know. I've dated one of them.
Oh, fab. Good work with that. I enjoyed that a lot. Right, okay, next. So next we've got... I'm not calling you Pussy Crushers. I just did. Fuck. Right. You're going to be... the Pussy Crushers are going to be Pussy Crushing Keir Starmer's first Prime Ministerial speech. So we'll start with you, Tom, then Elliot, then Ed, then loop round in that order. Your first line is... I have just returned from Buckingham Palace, where I have accepted an invitation from His Majesty the King to form the next government of this great nation.
I have just returned from Buckingham Palace to speak to His Majesty the King, who informed me that I am actually in the Labour Party.
I want to thank the outgoing Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak.
I absolutely despise that cunt, but I will be maintaining all of his policies.
His achievement as the first British Asian Prime Minister of our country, the extra effort that will have required should not be underestimated by anyone.
I mean, this bit's just meaningless waffle. So just go back to Tom. It's better. Back to Tom.
And we also recognise the dedication and hard work he brought to his leadership.
I recognise I was there on a Monday, and I saw him there on a Monday. Boy, howdy, did that boy work.
But now our country has voted decisively for change.
Well, the country has decided, well, a bag of shit is still at least a bit better than a bag of shit on fire.
If you voted for Labour yesterday, we will carry the responsibility of your trust as we rebuild our country.
Just yesterday, though, any time before then, 2019, 2017, and more people voted for us at both of those elections.
But whether you voted Labour or not...
Conservative voters, I got you. You got me. I got you, babe. In the immortal words of Cher.
In fact, especially if you did not.
Well,
No, that's fine. That's
fine, yeah. That's all I got.
I say to you directly, my government will serve you.
Implying that his government will serve Tory and Reform voters. Especially.
Especially. Politics can be a force for good. We will show that.
I want to make anyone who is interested in politics just remind you it can be a absolute force. Need I remind you of how I don't wish to say anything about anything going on in the Middle East.
And that is how we will govern. Country first, party second.
I could really go for a curry.
And it is surely clear to everyone that our country needs a bigger reset. One of the great strengths of this nation has always been our ability to navigate our way through to calmer waters.
One of the great strengths of this nation, need I remind you, is when we convinced all of the Scottish not to leave us and refuse to have a second referendum on it.
And yet, this depends upon politicians, particularly those who stand for stability and moderation, as I do.
Did I leave the iron on?
For too long now, we have turned a blind eye as millions slid into greater insecurity.
All of us, apparently.
I would like to say very clearly to those people, not this time.
Let me say it real loud and real slow. I am beige.
This will take a while, but have no doubt that the work of change begins immediately.
This will take a while, but with the help of my good friends, the Pussy Munchers, it will be much shorter.
Because if I asked you now whether you believe that Britain will be better for your children, I know too many of you would say no. And so my
it'll be maybe better for the first two.
And so my government will fight every day until you believe again.
My government is still pissed off about Jeremy Corbyn winning, even though he's an independent.
From now on, you have a government unburdened by doctrine.
Now you have a government that'll still take your money, but now on a different colour.
Guided only by a determination to serve your interests.
And happy to say that that's no doctrine at all. other than what newspapers owned by say is in your interest.
You have given us a clear mandate, and we will use it to deliver change and unite our country.
You have given us a clear mandate, and the leader of the opposition will recognise that by absorbing reform and having Nigel Farage be the head of that party within 5 years.
So, with respect and humility, I invite you all to join this government of service in the mission of national renewal.
Do you like bread?
Garlic bread. We've cancelled Northern Comedy. Not have that shit run after we have stopped that off.
Keir Starmer did also say that in his speech. Our work is urgent, and we begin it today.
Jesus Christ, at the time. I don't need to talk to you guys anymore. I'm gonna measure up my furniture for my new house.
Spectacular. Right, I think I'm going to give... I want to give both teams points. I'm going to give Kirstie's team 2 points and Tom's team 1 point. So at the end of that round, Kirstie's team are on 5 points and Tom's team are on 4. Sorry, Kirstie and Bobbie are on 5 points and the Pussy Munchers are on 4. Pussy Munchers, Crashers, I think I change it every time, are on 4 points.
It's okay. Go with whatever you feel like. It's all
whatever
vibes,
fits.
babe.
Yeah, so it's all vibes, babe. Yep,
This
so
is the first time that the Pussy Crushers have ever come second.
Tell you, this is the longest that any Pussy Muncher has ever lasted in my experience.
Penultimate round is called The Great Debate. Labour have been in power for less than a month, but already some pretty divisive politicking is going on. And by divisive, I mean the Labour Party are being shit again, and most people care about starving, poverty-stricken children. So we're going to be discussing the two-child benefits cap and whether it should be scrapped. And to discuss this, we are joined by Kirstie, who is Zara Sultana, one of the Labour rebels. If OBS will work properly, there we are. Bobbie, who is a posh neighbour who thinks that poor people buying groceries is evidence of benefit fraud. Tom, who is Sir Keir Starmer. ELIOTT, who is Stephen Flynn, the SNP parliamentary leader who peddled this motion, and Ed, who is the two-child benefit cap. So thank you all for joining us today. So opening statements. First of all, do you support the scrapping of the two-child benefit cap? We'll start with you, Prime Minister Keir Starmer.
I support whatever the previous person does not support, and I support whatever I am told to support by my bosses, who are potentially not, but also Boris Johnson and Rishi Sunak and friends. I would like to say wholeheartedly, I think there is an absolute travesty that people expect for me to make statements on things. Because, quite frankly, why do you need someone who's ever made any point about anything ever?
Thanks very much, Prime Minister. Stephen Flynn, SNP. Obviously, you have some thoughts about this. Do you support the scrapping of this, the two-child benefit cap?
I do support the scrapping of the two-child benefit. I can't risk having a Wayne getting a piece and another Wayne getting a piece. It'll turn the Waynes against us. No having the cap is what's into some Waynes knowing how to flush a toilet after doing a massive shite, and some Waynes knowing how to flush a toilet after a massive shite, which is fucking disgusting. I want the best. I want the best for all Waynes in Scotland, even though most of them are fucking wee pricks.
Thanks very much, Stephen. I don't know what I expected to come out of your mouth, but I don't think it was that.
Is this or Chris Pratt's? It's one of the two.
Okay, let's turn to one of the Labour rebels now. Zara Sultana, do you support the scrapping of the two-child benefit cap?
Yeah, obviously. We campaigned on this. It was one of our things. Everyone made a big deal out of it. Why have we changed our mind? What the fuck is wrong with this, people? What is wrong? How is this happening? How is this even up for debate? How are we like, yeah, if you have a third kid, you have to let that one die? What fucking year are we in?
Fiery, thanks very much for that. So get some non-parliamentary voices now. We've got posh neighbour Bobby Jones. Do you support the scrapping of the two-child benefit cap?
Yes, I do, darling, actually. So I have some
okay.
very, very good genes to pass on, and I've only had 2 children. I think that's all you need, to be honest, darling. So I have 2 children, Eugene and Eugenia, both named after my favourite thing, eugenics, darling, you see. And, you know, I do love the son more than the girl, because the girl was a surrogate from Harrogate. I don't really know what her name is, to be honest, but there you go. And I just think it's what we need, because there's too many children in the country, darling, and they're all ugly.
Fair enough. Thank you for your honesty. And we're joined by the two-child cap itself. Do you support the scrapping of you?
Well, I don't support putting hardworking people like me out of jobs. Came very close to losing my job. However, the possibility is still on the horizon that I might lose my job. So what I'm trying to do currently is rehabilitate myself, and I thought, what better way to do that, to ingratiate myself with people who perhaps would normally oppose someone like myself. I thought, what better way than by coming onto Blizzard Comedy's broadcast Avalanche to speak to all sorts of people, to show that I'm an alright guy, really. Sure, I put kids into poverty, but don't all of us?
Would you consider taking on a new role, using your skills as a cap on income? And I could. What if we work together and I could relocate you to a new role, capping the income of billionaires? It's more responsibility, but a much greater impact on the community.
Absolutely not, darling. No.
Fuck you.
Well, here's so maybe some more sort of middle of the road centrist would argue maybe increasing my portfolio to being a 3-child benefit cap. There are some interesting. The people who brought me in might even get rid of my portfolio at all to have a 1-child or even no child benefit cap. I've heard some of them want. I'm here, but I'm all about diversity. So maybe, Kirstie, you have a good idea of widening my role. I'm just a policies guy. Whatever the policy is, I'm your guy.
So if I move you to another team where you're making use of very transferable skills to not murder babies, would you be open to that?
Oh, I do like murdering babies. Please don't take that out of context. I'm not in character saying this. Just.
Fab. Okay. Interesting tactic there. Good. I guess so. The big question that's on everyone's mind. So a lot of people do support this in theory, but a lot of people are worried about how we're going to actually functionally pay for this. So those of you who support scrapping the cap, how would you fund this? How would you fund this policy? We'll start with you, Stephen Flynn.
Well, I'm not in favour of the way the UK government is selling arms to other countries to fund genocide. But if the government insists on selling arms, then we can make a wee bit of money by selling poison to foreign armies. And by poison, I mean we sell them the English tap water. Because no cunt in England is drinking that shite. So we might as well flog it. More money for Waynes, less shite water for Waynes. It's a fucking win-win.
Yeah, it's a solid argument. Zara Sultana, do you have any particular thoughts on the possible funding avenues for this, for scrapping this policy?
I think back to the riots, which I don't know if anyone has seen over the election period, but I was very keen to remind everyone that during the riots, I was the main person who basically got rid of all those absolute reprobates. And what And I was firm, I was swift, and I put more people behind bars than during that period of time than possibly anyone else in history. Genuine facts, I looked that up. I put a lot of people behind bars. And what I learned from putting all those people behind bars during the riots 10 years ago is in order to get any policy through and fund it, it can be achieved by making the poor out of sight and out of mind.
Okay, thank you very much, KIRSTIE. Sultana, do you want to respond to that?
Did you not hear my proposal to shift the cap from children who need food and put it on some people who just don't need as many like sports cars and yachts and shit? Like, that'll fund it pretty easily. Just move the cap from the people who are trying to survive and instead cap the people who are pissing away money on pointless bullshit and ruining the environment and fucking with the economy and hoarding all the wealth. And then if we take that money from where we've moved the cap and drop it on the place where we've taken the cap from, not only will we cover all of those children that need food, we'll probably have some throwing around money afterwards. Because let's face it, right? School dinners don't cost that fucking much, right? Kids don't eat that much. They're like this big. They don't need a lot of food.
I've actually been making sure they don't eat that much.
Okay, right. This is getting heated. I also want to draw attention to Grey the Earthling's comment. I love when Kirsty gets to flex her acting muscles. Beautiful stuff. Okay, so I guess less on the kind of financial side of it now. Is it morally acceptable to keep policies that drive children into poverty? Surely that should be a fundamental thing that our nation agrees is a bad thing. Does anyone here I'd support child poverty?
Well, what I was told when I first took this job was that there were some really hard decisions to be made. Do you put children into poverty, or do you make the people with lots of money give a bit of it up? That's a really hard choice. How could you possibly even start working out what the right choice between driving kids into poverty and meaning people with lots of money pay a little bit more? That's a hard choice. How would we solve? The greatest philosophers of our time couldn't possibly. It's a hard choice. It's a hard choice.
I think it's quite an easy choice, to be honest, because with my family, we need quite a lot of money just to be moderately happy, if I'm being honest. I'm not sure whether that's a reflection on me or my husband, who's hardly around, but we need at least 5 holidays a year and 3 yachts. We need all of those things, and it's fun. Why are you trying to deprive us of fun, darling?
Well, I'm willing. I'm willing to compromise. Like the right honourable prick KIRSTIE couldn't hit water for lava boat, but it's not acceptable to drive children into poverty. I think I end up with Neds around the park chucking bottles at pensioners. But it is acceptable to keep children in poverty in England because there's nothing worth buying in that shithole anyway.
No, I disagree with that. If you go to Waitrose, they have some very, very, very nice produce.
I also disagree. I would like to point out that I have fallen out of and fallen into and been around boats and been around water, and I can confirm that if I was near water and fell out, that water may or may not potentially get on me for making a non-statement about.
Your background appears to have changed, by the way, Mr. Starmer.
Yes, well, it's just, I just think, why not? I think we were all ready for Rishi.
Thank you very much for that. Okay. Okay, we'll start having this conversation up then. I guess if we're taking the line that, we should do something to address child poverty, even if for some of you I think we should do that, I guess. What measures would you like to see instead or as well as removing this cap? We'll start with you, Zara Sultana.
Oh my God, so many. Oh my God, so many. Scrap tuition fees, nationalised rail, nationalised utilities, nationalised broadband. Like, just stop doing all the evil shit. Just how hard is it, right? If it hurts people and it helps people, stop fucking doing it, right? If all the children in the country aren't going to have fucking school dinners, but like one rich cunt gets an extra boat, right? Do the one that helps all the fucking children. How hard is it? Like, I feel like we've got some really, really easy, obvious choices ahead of us. And everyone else is acting like we don't. Everyone else is acting like it's just the way that it is, that like if we don't have like children starving in the street, the world will stop going round.
But it is the way that it is, darling.
Because you're choosing to make it that way, you stupid bitch.
No need for that.
So what would your approach, Miss Posh Neighbour, be to, or Mrs. Posh Neighbour? Sorry, you said you were married. To tackling child poverty, if not scrapping the benefit cap.
Well, I think you mentioned in there introducing some other policies, and I would quite like it to be taught in schools that classism can be applied to the upper classes as well, because not all of us are terrible. Some of us are moderate to severe, to be honest.
No.
So I think, I mean, I watched Saltburn, and I think I was the only person in there who actually felt quite sorry for Rosamund Pike's character, So.
There may be some truth in what you're saying, that like not all rich people are awful, but
I mean, I am, darling. But
I was going to say, I hope if you
okay.
take anything away from today is that you personally are. And if we do find the one rich person that isn't horrible, I guarantee it won't be anyone who likes you either.
She's probably a yoga instructor.
It's Dolly Parton.
Okay.
Well, not all rich people are awful, because I met the Bricklaimers and they're fucking lovely.
Stephen Flynn, obviously your main goal is to get the cap removed, but what other policies or what compromise policies would you accept in order to tackle child poverty?
Well, I wouldn't mind it if because these limit the cap to only affect English children. Because if English kids were driven into poverty, there'd be less theatre kids coming to the Edinburgh Fringe every bloody year. I think we need to treat child poverty like how you treat a Tory in Glasgow. Just bend down, grab any weapon you can, and twat the fuckery out of them. Just kick child poverty's cunt in, and vote with Scottish independence, or else we will take Shrek off his leash and he will come for you.
Thanks very much, Mr. Flynn. Keir Starmer, what? Obviously, you're at least in the short term, you're not planning to remove the child benefit cap. But what policies are you looking to implement in order to help the issue of child poverty? Ideally, to have less of it, not to help child poverty.
Well, this is the thing. I've spent the last 5 years working out what the people of the country want. I spent over 40 minutes getting a connecting train at Manchester Piccadilly. And whilst there, I worked out what the people want. And whilst I was there, I worked out that what they want is, we are going to work towards comedy nights with over 90% white male lineups. People, those lineups potentially bald, potentially talking about their ex-wife and their children that don't want to see them anymore, making observations about napkins and shopping. And that is a scheme that I intend to roll out free of charge, like the NHS, free free comedy night tickets for everyone to see comedy at the Dog and Pickle. So, and if people have got that, what more could they want? I mean, I think, is it possible for children to starve when they've got a free Korean comedy night every second Tuesday of the month in Shrewsbury?
Fair enough. Thanks very much for that, Keir Starmer. And lastly, the two-child cap yourself. What policies would you be looking to support in order to tackle child poverty, if not by scrapping yourself?
Scrapping myself. See, scrapping myself. I'm starting to get the picture that people don't like me very much.
I do.
And I suppose that makes me the real victim.
I think you are the real victim of all this. We are debating your right to exist. I wouldn't know what that feels like.
We wouldn't stand for that if it was anyone else.
No, you got a good point. Okay, thanks very much. Right, we can leave that there. Fab. I don't know who to give. I feel like I've got to give Kirstie Sarah Sultana points just because I should reward Kirstie for just being based occasionally.
Occasionally?
Well, always.
Oh.
But no, you're always based, but I should directly reward it on occasion.
Okay, okay.
So, but I also was big fan of Elliot Stephen Flynn, so I'll give you some points there as well. And also, I'm going to give the two-child cap some as well. Everyone's going to get points, but Kirstie will get the most points. Good. So,
all right, let me get rid of that background for the love of God.
So at the end of that round, Kirstie's team are on 12 points and Tom's team are on 7. So it's everything to play for in the final round, which is, oh God, when will the suffering end? We have 3 topics for everyone to riff on. Points will be given arbitrarily and inconsistently, and then we'll be done, and you won't see us on stream probably till like New Year. So that sounds good. Right, we're going to start with the first topic, which is...
I don't know how to get rid of my background. This is worse.
Somebody crop it.
Yes.
I'm stuck with the Conservative logo. It's either that or Winnie the Pooh.
Let's go with Winnie the Pooh. Let's have a look at that one.
Oh, I'm not convinced. Right, well, let's have a look. It's either...
I think Winnie the Pooh would be a leftist.
It's very poetic on the state of the country. No matter what you do, you can't escape the Conservative policies.
Why is Winnie the Pooh looking at me like that?
Oh, Winnie the Pooh's got
What does he know? Oh, that bear has crushed some pussies, let me tell you.
This is the reason why he don't wear pants. He's a full paid member.
Oh, yeah.
Right, first topic is things you wouldn't hear at PMQs. I guess first one is that entire conversation.
Prime Minister, do you like the pussy crushers?
What is your stance on pussy crushing?
Jonny, can I just ask, does PMQ stand for premenstrual queefing?
No, but it should. Prime Minister's questions, just in case anyone doesn't actually know.
Answers to that, so...
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that will also apply to Prime Minister's questions. So.
Oh, okay. Something about pussy crushing, I don't fucking know, man.
That's actually a reasonable answer to the question. Thanks. We've had a productive hour, I think.
And I put it to the right honourable gentleman that he has smelly balls.
And what fruits would the right honourable gentleman like to see Terry chocolatified? Can I sit in the middle?
Speaker of the House. Yeah, you should have seen what he was like when he was on all that coke last night. Yabba, 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 yabba.
What's your favourite dinosaur? I don't know. I thought it'd be nice.
The Conservative Party. Yeah.
Hey!
I can factually say that Jacob Rees is the worst Monk book.
Oh shit, Rishi Sunak's turned into Winnie the Pooh. It was all a lie.
Does the Prime...
Sorry, Tom. Andrew Taylor did another retconning decision. Says I want the Ready for Rishi background back. So you got to put that one back.
All right, that's fine. Let's get it back up. 1 second.
Why does Pooh Bear look so tired? Why does he have bags?
Winnie the Pooh is not ready for Rishi.
He is on my computer. He has seen all the material that I have.
Oh God!
You would be sick of it.
It's pages on garlic bread and.
I can cancel it now.
The garlic bread horror show.
I think that is what they call PMQs behind closed doors. Right, sorry, Ed. I think you were saying something before I cut you off.
Oh, I'm so nervous with these questions. My palms are so sweaty. Does the Prime Minister, heck, it's run, think that we should... They have the files and all the video. No further questions, Your Honour.
Is the Prime Minister aware that he's a stinky poo-poo bum because his name backwards spells reek?
Was that you, Bobby?
No, I've got nothing to add.
Oh, fair enough.
Your Honour.
Okay, any more for that one?
Can we have a second referendum on whether or not we are ready for Rishi?
Okay, next one. Bad things for a sports commentator to say.
Oh, and that is a double bogey, which concludes my review of this box of Kleenex.
A silver medal, or as I like to call it, the nearest loser.
I have no idea what's going on.
It goes gold, which is a metal, and then silver, which is also another precious metal, and then bronze, which is quite a common alloy. Who the fuck came up with that?
And just like Leonardo DiCaprio's last relationship, that is 15 love.
See, I'm watching this game, and it's just making me want to play Wii Sports.
I commentate tennis purely for the grunting.
Any more for that?
That is some good cricket.
And welcome back to Payday for Fleetwood Mac. Formula One.
And hello and welcome to the soon-to-be horse racing.
Oh, no. See, the thing I like about Wii Sports is that you can customize your own character, so you can watch yourself play the sport. It's like the true immersive experience, you know? Yeah. Wii Sports is the best.
I like it when they cut to the cameras on the front of the cars and it's like you're driving the car.
Welcome back to the boxing, and Sonic is kicking Mario's ass.
Gotta go fast.
Welcome to the Champions League final here at the Wembley Stadium, which is sold out. Over 50,000 people. And statistically, that means that over 25% of them are gay. But they don't want you to know that.
You see, I'm watching this tennis game, And it's just making me think of how much better Mario Tennis is. Because you can play as Boo, and when Boo loses, it just squashes its body against the ground like a squeezy ball. And the music's produced by Camelot Studios, and it's just a banger, you know?
And Boo never spread any vaccine disinformation, so already better than Novak Djokovic.
They think it's all over, but probably because I forgot to turn my microphone on.
Okay, any more for that one? Oh, go on.
And he passes. It's hard to see who he passes to from there because the players are quite far away. But that certainly seems to be going the direction based on the color. I think that's the right color. It's going towards the end that they should be trying to. And is that a goalpost on the other end? Good luck, team.
Why are they all fighting? They have so much in common.
Oh, it's the break. I love it when they sit at the side and eat some fruit. What's Serena Williams going to eat this time? Oh, it appears to be a Terry's chocolate banana. Oh, Kirstie Summers was talking about this earlier.
First blood. Yes.
And people complaining that the Olympics this year have become too gay clearly don't know fucking anything about the Greeks.
Yes, the Olympic bumming challenge will be airing on the last day of the Olympics.
And unfortunately, Paul the Octopus got this prediction wrong and was shot.
Lads, we're just getting a note in VAR check. That was offside. You may wish to bring your girlfriend into the room so you can mansplain what the offside rule is.
We thought we'd make the diving a bit more interesting by putting a load of glue on the diving board.
Right, anything else for that one?
And we come now to
looks hard, doesn't it?
Go again, Ed, I didn't hear you.
Coming now to the swimming, and Jesus clearly cheating there.
You've heard of the Olympics. You've heard of the Paralympics. Well, prepare this summer for the Gimp Olympics. First thing is the ball out your mouth spitting competition, followed by bring back the birch.
Relating this back to Nintendo, because that's my job here on Blizzard Comedy. Birdo is very good at the spitting the ball out the mouth thing.
And they're away, and that's very good. I couldn't run that fast.
Oh, and here in the box we have Tommy Fleetwood. If he just promises to give us the fucking money, we'll let him out.
See, in a lot of ways, Nintendo sports games are far more progressive than real life because they let trans women compete as well. Look at Birdo.
I think I speak for all of us today when I say I would fuck Birdo.
You know what, buddy? Same.
Yeah. Andrew Taylor just put in the chat, and VAR confirms yes, that is a goal. But at Andrew Taylor has redeemed a retcon a decision.
And next up, we're going to have a guest commentator. It is Andrew Tate, who's going to be telling us all about how sperm can be too girly.
Okay.
Now, back to the shop put now, and didn't go very far at all. They need a better shot putter.
See, I'm watching this discus game now, and it's just making me think of how WarioWare mini games are just so innovative, right? Like you spin the little guy around, and then you gotta. It's better on the DS than in real life. You know.
Oh, and sadly we have the loser of this year's dressage. Oh, why a long face?
Well, the guy that came last looks really stupid now.
Well, see, if I was the English team, I simply would have scored more goals.
In our attempt to make sport more equal overall, that man who has just fallen at the first hurdle is now about to be sent off and shot.
Try to score a good points in this rugby game.
Right, okay, the final one. Unlikely things to hear at Blizzard Comedy.
Welcome to Blizzard. We have 6 guests tonight.
And here we have your next act, Tom Short, who will run to time.
I've never introduced you like that. You are correct.
Ed,
Oh,
Ed, why don't you tell us another one of your funny jokes?
oh, and now for some flawless, unawkward, unscripted improv.
What did the impatient lesbian say to her girlfriend while they were scissoring? Chop, chop. Said Bobby Ann Jones at Blizzard Comedy for the 10th fucking time. I'm so sorry. We'll write new jokes one day.
Don't you dare. We don't want to hear new jokes.
Hiya, mate. What's your name? That's a shit name. Is this your beard?
Well, I wish all of these headlines were true.
I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that mental image of Nigel Farage coming.
What's the deal with airline food?
Airline bread.
Bread.
Airlines on bread.
Oh, what a lovely month of news where nothing pissed me off.
You know what? It's a hard job running the country, so this month we're going to let the government off the hook.
Hello and welcome to Blizzard Comedy. Now repeat after me. When I say capitalism, you say we love it. Capitalism.
I've just spoken to the bar staff at Gulliver's and they've said that we can open the fire door to let some fresh air in. They're nice of them. Oh, they're so reasonable. You know. Hope they're not watching.
I am Jonny. I'm non-binary, which means, well, you're all ones and zeros.
Let me tell you all the things I love about gulags.
Well, that was Broadcast Avalanche, and we have run exactly to time.
And our headliner, Kim Jong-un.
Can't afford to pay to make it worth that travel. That's the only reason. Unless he's just in the area. Just
Oh, Putin, what's he bloody like?
I'm Johnny Collins, and stick us up at pussies.
We are going to introduce the latest member of the Pussy Crushers. His name is Big Donny Trump.
Okay, so he didn't get much for the pay-as-you-feel bucket last time, so, Cassie, could you lock the doors?
See, if you wear a sticker, it means that the comedian on stage is legally required to crush your pussy.
I'm so sorry, Jonathan.
All cops are naughty, naughty boys.
Naughty boy.
I don't even know what's happening anymore.
Not all of them are boys, though, are they, Elliot? God,
why it
you're
wouldn't be so
backwards.
Right, any
You
more
know
for
what?
that?
Just this once. Just this once. Heckle.
Okay, any more? Shall I do the final scores?
No, I've
Welcome to-
never heard of Discord, actually. Please explain how it works.
You should definitely have this round like every single month. I've loved this round. This has been brilliant.
I can't tell if that's genuine feedback or...
And welcome to Blizzard. Our self-esteem is amazing.
Ed showing off his mainstream appeal.
Right, I'm going to take that awkward silence to mean that we're done with that now. So, just going to get...
I've got one final one.
Oh, go on.
Look, we've done a little survey and we know what your favourite era of Blizzard was. It was the era when that dead mouse was in the walls of Gulliver's.
Oh no. Did that actually happen?
I don't think
That's why we
anyone
weren't
knew
in-
that's why we weren't at Gulliver's for a bunch of months.
I'm pretty...
I thought that was.
I'm pretty sure we said that on the stream before. Like, we weren't meant to.
Oh,
I'm
did
sure,
we?
yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure that came up before. But yeah, that's why we're at Castle Hotel. That's not why we're at Castle Hotel next month. They're just doing a refurb. But the previous time we were at Castle for a bit is because, yeah, they had to shut off that room. For those reasons.
Do you think for the first return show for Blizzard, you could get the dead mouse to headline?
I don't think I could. No, it's probably decomposed pretty
Sludge.
badly. Yeah. Oh,
And
good.
like we haven't met the dead mouse. It could be racist.
It
we
could
don't
be.
know.
It could be a Tory dead mouse. Yeah.
Could be, yeah. And
Racist.
in which case, like
Good.
we're glad it died in the walls of our venue.
I mean, it would be good if it died outside of the walls of it, but that's fine, I guess.
That's why it died there, to stop the left from promoting their agenda.
Oh, Ratatouille.
Okay, good. That's a good joke to end on, I think. Right, so
No one say anything that's going to ruin it.
I can now.
What's the deal? Oh, sorry.
Dead mouse bread?
Oh, not Terry's chocolate dead mouse.
Terry's chocolate bread.
It comes in a little mousetrap shaped box.
Oh,
Right, at the end of that, I'm taking away all of your points, so you're both on 0.
no!
At the end of that round, the captain's team, KIRSTIE and BOBBIE, on 27 points, but the winners are the challengers with 31 points. All in that last round because nothing matters.
We crushed that pussy,
This
guys.
is a perfect format.
Oh,
Doesn't
yeah.
need any changes.
I
Right.
knew this would happen.
Damn it, Katie! If you were here, you would have been crushing the pussy crushers' pussies. Right.
Can you send Katie Mitchell a Zoom invite and just be like, I don't care that you've got a headache. Come in.
So yeah, that's the end of the show. We are not going to be back for this show next month because we need a break from gestures broadly at everything. Oh shit, I wasn't meant to read that bit out. But we will be back here for the streams of the next 2 and final live shows for a little while. You can book them via OutSavvy in the link in the chat. We are at Castle for those 2, but it is opposite Gulliver's, so if you go to the wrong venue, you don't need to move far to get to the right place. And yeah, we've got Anna Thomas headlining on the 12th, and then we've got our Pride special headlined by Laura Monmouth on the 22nd, as well as a bunch of other gays. So that'll be fun. That's
A bunch of
bunch
other
of other
gays.
gays.
Call us by our name. Oh my god. Homo.
Yep.
Bunch of other gays.
Can't be all...
Isn't that like of our shows.
No, to be fair, yeah, that's
That's going to be the new tagline when we come back.
Bunch of
Jolly
other
Collins and a bunch of other gays.
Yeah, unnamed.
if I did an Edinburgh
sweaty
compilation
gays.
show, yeah.
Just next time I can't be fucked to do a poster, I'm just going to put bunch of gays. Bunch of gays.
I'm just surprised now that in that final round, not one of us went, and now for 7 straight people.
I don't think we've ever had that. We've had one all-male lineup that I remember, but I don't think we've ever had an all-straight lineup. We might have done. Well, when I'm emceeing it, of course we don't. But
do we know 7 straight people?
not funny ones.
But as long as Northern Comedy is cancelled, I think that should be fucking off the table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Liam Green Jacket says, thanks for the show. Be lucky, everyone. Any of you coming to Fringe, say hello. I'm the colourful plastic bucket hats. Butt hacket? I have had 1.5 ciders. I just can't talk. Say hello. I'm the colourful plastic bucket hat flyer on Cowgate. So those of you up in Edinburgh, that'd be nice to do. But yeah, huge thank you to everyone who's ever supported the show over the years. Again, if you do want to support the acts who are currently on this show, right now the PayPal link will be in the chat. That's probably the best way to do it. You can join the Patreon, but we are going to be pausing that in like a month's time, so it's probably not necessarily worth it currently. Special thanks to Andrew and everyone who's ever sent me a weird headline for fake news. Sam for teaching me how OBS works. OBS for sometimes working, and all of our guests over the years the ones who haven't turned out to be terrible people who I regret booking. But that's the show. Thanks so much. We'll see you next on Twitch on August the something 19th, and then again on August 26th for the streams of the Pride show and our August show. Otherwise, have a lovely rest of your evening and see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.